Be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. We have an awful lot of catching up to do, so let's do that today on episode 3 of Souls to Sawdust. Let's get started. It's been a long time since I last checked in, and you know, when I started this project, I had every best intention of checking in regularly along the way, but what I've found during this renovation is that just hasn't been possible because I've had to climb a mountain to get to where I am now, and I just have not had time to spare on anything else. And I feel bad about that, and I hope that I can make amends today as I bring you up to speed of where I'm at. You know, when I bought this building, it wasn't in bad shape. It was in pretty good shape. But to be able to transform it into what I want and what I need, it's just taken a really long time and a lot of effort, more than I anticipated. I look back, when I started the project in May, I look back on my own naivety. You know, I thought I would be done with this in 2 months and it would cost $10,000. What I'm finding is it's going to take 5 months, and I'll probably spend $25,000, maybe 30. And that's okay, I think. That's okay, because in the end, I'm going to have something that I'll be really, really proud of, and something I can cherish and just always be grateful for. You know, I've had some help along the way, and I've been very fortunate. And I'll talk about some of the folks who've contributed greatly to this project. But the majority of the time has been me here alone in my head doing the best that I can. One of the things that, in order for me to comply with the zoning of this building, I have to have a retail store. And you've heard me talk about it. Originally, I wasn't really too hot and bothered over doing that, but I've come to embrace that, and I'm looking forward to having a retail shop in this building, partly because of the exciting things that I'm going to be able to sell in it, and partly because the city has, you know, committed to me that if I would do that, they would leave me alone back here in the shop to weld and hammer and make noise and do whatever I want to do. The city, by the way, has been really good to me in Bristol, and I'm really excited to be part of this community of business owners here. But before I could even, knowing that I had to have a retail space, you know, I made a decision that if I'm going to have to do this, I want it to be something, you know, I want it to be nice. It doesn't have to be over the top nice, but I do want it to be nice. And I took what was the lobby of this church and dedicated that and the adjacent classroom to be my retail space. It's not going to be real big. It's about 500 square feet, but it'll be adequate, and I think that I'll be able to put plenty of doodads in there for sale. But, you know, I wanted that space to be nice. But before I could even think about starting on that, you know, I had to pull out, and I'm looking right now in front of me, all these old windows that were in this building that wrapped around. We had to pull that out. I was very grateful that my buddy Phil from Nashville and my local buddy Knuckles helped me frame this wall up. You know, I got windows in it now. And, you know, I had to get that done. But before I could start anything after that, I had to sort out some goofed up wiring in this building. And I'll admit that I was over my head. I was really lucky. One day I was in the electrical supply shop here in town, and I struck up a conversation with a guy that has become a really good friend, and he's an electrician, and he's a woodworker, Nathaniel. This guy, he came over, helped me sort out all this messed up wiring and why, you know, figure out why breakers would kick when you'd flip a switch. It was really very helpful, and he also pointed me in the right direction to let me finish up the wiring from there. That was a big help. So now in the front part where the retail, I'm looking right here, I've got outlets where they need to be. I've got emergency exit signs where they need to be. I've got all these things, electrical, in place. I also wanted to, you know, have a nice look and feel to the space, and I decided to put some tongue and groove paneling up, and it looks really nice. It's log cabin-esque, and it's woodworking-esque, and I had a lot of help with that. I've had a buddy, David from Kansas City, and he's been here twice actually. And the 2 times that he's been here, especially the second time, we've really hit a good lick on it. And even prior to his second visit, my friends from Leather from Dragonfly, Patrick and Michelle, came down, and during the course of their visit, we knocked out the classroom and got it going and got it up and almost finished. So, you know, between those folks, really, I think I'm going to have a really nice retail space. It's essentially done now. I got to put down some baseboard and hang a couple of doors, and that part's done. The ceiling is pretty cool. I've got some old barn tin that I stuck up there. But even before I did that, I had to address the insulation. And I decided to do spray foam insulation. You know, and these are things that I'm telling you that escalated the cost on this renovation, but they were good. I think they're wise decisions. So I have a friend locally who has built a really good empire in the spray foam business, and he came over and they shot spray foam. Now what I did was the entire front of the building, 60 feet, some of it is new renovation, some of it's existing, but I had that entire face spray foamed. And in the retail space, we wrapped it around and completely encapsulated, you know, even the roof deck, encapsulated that with spray foam. So that's good. And you know, I had to stop there. I don't have enough money, but eventually what I'd like to do is, you know, maybe in a year have them come in to the shop here and do the roof deck. And then maybe a year after that, we'll do another wall or something like that. And over time, knock it out, because it's really fascinating. I can walk into the front room and I can immediately tell that it's 3 or 4 degrees cooler in that room. So got the spray foam in, got the electrical addressed, got the tongue groove paneling up, and in the end, it looks really nice up there. Another huge milestone that I reached a couple weeks ago, you can see hanging behind me, I got my lighting. If you remember the earlier episodes, how dim it was in here, now I have my lights up. American Green Light really helped me out with these lights, and my buddy Nathaniel and one of his buddies, Dylan, came over. The 3 of us got these lights going in about a day, and I'm so happy to have these lights. The cool thing about it, there's 26 of these things running, and collectively they only pull about 17 amps. So I should see some real energy savings from having these lights in here. And yeah, it's God tier, bug zapper tier lighting in this place. So I'm really happy about that. What else? I've started working on the outside facade, and you know, like I said, I've had some help. And I've actually had some local people that have really helped me. And one fellow that I've had help, that I've become friends with, his name's Bobby. And Bobby has been over here a few times. And last week we got the tongue and groove paneling on the facade of the front face. Now, I've still got to do the side, and I'll probably work on it next weekend. And it looks pretty good. You know, I'm starting to see, it's starting to look like a place now. And I'm starting to see my vision kind of come to life. And, you know, that's pretty good. I needed to have that inspiration, because I'll be honest, I'm getting tired, and I'm getting tired of it. So, yeah, hopefully next week that I can do that. But where I've reached now is this place where I don't have that much left to do, but everything is getting slow now. For example, you can see back here, I've got my front door standing up back there. It's an awesome door. And I just want to go hang it up right now, but before I hang it up, I need to stain it. And I'll stain it and watch the stain dry for a day or something, I guess. And then I need to, you know, put a high quality, you know, sealer on it. And I'll do that and watch it dry for a day, and then do it again and watch it dry for another day. So, you know, if I'm lucky, I might be able to stick the door up by the end of next week. But that'll be a big milestone to have that done. Because see, I've got to get done. I've got to get a place where I can have a final inspection and get my certificate of occupancy. Because I've got to get going. And, part of the challenge of, this renovation, which I knew would be a challenge, but I didn't quite know how severe of an impact it would be, is I'm not making money right now. I'm going to make a little bit of money. I've done a few little things, but I need to get this thing going so that I can start generating some income again. And, were it not for the help and support that I've received from many of you, and were it not for the support from Jenny, picking up some loose ends while I'm being a slug, not making money, this would be, I'm not going to say it'd be impossible, but it would be much, much more of a burden than it is. So, I want everyone to know that these are the things that I think about often, and these are the things that I'm grateful for often, daily, as I'm trying to, realize this shop, this dream. So I'm incredibly humble and incredibly grateful for all the help, not just financially or monetarily, but sweat equity. It's just been, I don't know, it's been so hard. I'd been working on this for a year. Okay, so where am I going from here? I have things to do. I'm on the downhill slope, and here we are at the end of August, and I think that I think that I can wrap this up in September. If nothing goes wrong, if I don't run into any more hiccups, if I don't run out of money, I think that I can finish this up in September. And I know that there are some things that I need to be working on, social media, stuff like that. I haven't been able to do any of that. I haven't been able to promote this new business other than going out and being what I am, a showman, and talking to people and meeting people and telling my story. I've done a lot of that. But I got to get some social media going. I can't do it right now. So I think when I finish up and I step back and say it's as done as it's going to get, I'm going to hang my shingle quietly, and then I'll start working on the marketing and promotion of the place. Now, I just thought of something else I have to do. I always think, I look over there and I start thinking about it, but one thing that's going to take me a while is I've got to build some retail displays. I've got to get some things in here to set my doodads on. Oh, I mean, I've thought about that before, but yeah, that puts even more time crunch. So do you see, I hope you see what this is like, and that's a great example of how do you anticipate everything? So I need some retail fixtures. Okay. So, I think, I'm going to quietly hang my shingle. And in the meantime, I am ready. I've put calls out for people. If you would like to sell some of your stuff here, I would like that. I need that, actually. I don't want to be the one making all the doodads to go in my shop. I'd like for, some of you who are also makers, I'd like to provide a venue for you to have a place to sell your stuff. And I'd like to be able to tell the story to customers who come in and say, yeah, this cutting board or whatever it is was made by, a good friend I met through my channel named Jim or Joe or Susie or whatever. And they're in Connecticut, and they make great cutting boards, and this is their stuff, and this is what makes their stuff unique. I want to be able to tell those kinds of stories. So I've said it before, if you would like to participate in the inventory of this store, I've sorted out how, the revenue split would be, and I'd love to have you involved. So now's the time, because I hope maybe I can start stocking this thing up soon. Oh goodness, what there's just so much to think about. I'm also pretty excited about, you've heard me talk a little bit, but Nathan from Out of the Woods Forestry, we're partnering. He's going to put his lumber in this building, and I'm really happy about that. And I called Nathan the other day and I said, Nathan, now it's time to start throwing that stuff in the kiln because I'm getting close. You know, I have another product, and if you've been watching on Instagram, and by the way, Instagram is the best way to follow me day to day and know what I'm doing, because I'm posting stories of almost daily of the things that I'm working on and the progress that I'm making. And for those of you who have watched me through this, you know where I'm at. But if you're not watching me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram and watch my stories, because I try to post something every day or every couple of days anyway. But if you've been watching on Instagram, you know there's another product, and I'll be making a formal announcement real soon. But I've partnered with someone, and we've got a product that I'll probably be picking up next week, and I've already got boxes for it. And this is really exciting. It's a great opportunity for me, and I'm incredibly indebted and grateful for them giving me this opportunity to be a part of it. So have that product, and then the things I always have sold before. But anyway, got that going on. And as far as like updates, I'm working on a video for these American green lights, and that should be posted pretty soon. I hope maybe to post that in the next week. And when I do post that, will you please watch that, because I want American Green Lights to feel like I've been able to put some eyeballs on their product. Make me feel good if you'd watch the video when I do post it. And probably very soon I'll post a short video formally announcing the partnership with, that I was referring to a minute ago. So it's coming along, and I've made progress. Progress is, it's been slow and expensive, but I'm getting there. And many of you have really encouraged me, texting me or sending me messages on Instagram or Facebook or emails. Really encouraging and very helpful, because I have felt a little bit alone in this project, and knowing that I've got people behind me is very helpful. I started this video by saying, be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. I want to explain that. There's a scene in the movie Heartbreak Ridge where Gunny Highway, who has been a bit of a rogue, he's been in trouble, he's made some bad decisions, and he's coming to the end of his career, and he's trying to get orders back to Fleet Marine Force so he can finish out his career. And his CO begrudgingly gives him orders to go back to 2nd Recon Battalion. And as he walks out the door, the CO says, Gunny, be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. I've never understood that line more than I do now. I hope, just as Gunny Highway hoped, I hope that at this point in my career, that I can, as Gunny Highway did, fight one more glorious battle and end his career on a high note. And I think with this building and with this shop and with this store, I stand half a chance to do that. And I'll be forever grateful for this opportunity. I guess I better wrap up for now. I hope you've enjoyed watching me as I transform this old church from souls to sawdust. Thanks for watching.